much introduction.
This is Shukl'acharya, our favorite Indian guru. I'm going to pass this around. If you'll just put your name on it, please.
Namaskar. Mindy has asked me to talk about yoga with taking yoga into the world. And when she asked me this, I wanted her to clarify what she was referring to. And then she put in a few words on how it's not disconnected from the world, and how it is part and parcel of our, or can be made a part and parcel of daily living. And also a few other things. But in light of recent developments which have happened in USA, it becomes more relevant what she had asked me to talk about. The word yoga, as you may have heard, there of the meanings which you may have heard, one of them is union or oneness or non-divisiveness. The word for competition or divisiveness is pratiyogita. Prati is counter to yoga, pratiyogita. In yoga there is no competition because the connection is to one consciousness, one single consciousness. We all have the same single consciousness which is manifested in so many of us. There is no two, there is only one. The entire cosmos is within us. The sun, moon, stars are within us. What makes us see is the sun. It's the light of the sun within which makes us see. It is the air which makes our body move. All the movement within our body is from the air. And that being the case, it is taking us towards a unity or completeness or our own oneness. That is what we are reaching out to, and yogic techniques are part of it. Other techniques are there which are also called yoga, which are not posture oriented but are also leading to the same path. They are all known as yogic techniques, not just the postures, there are other techniques which are there. The path of devotion, the path of knowledge, the path of meditation, the path of karma yoga, path of work itself. This morning I was having a conversation with an old student of mine in England, and she was sharing that her husband, who is a musician in England, and he cried when he heard the results of US elections. I was surprised, why would he cry? He says, because it seems to be an extension of what Brexit did. There are people in England who broke, half of them wanted to be with Europe and half of them wanted out, so the one with a little bit few more votes, they got out of Europe. He says, why is the world being so divisive? Instead of trying to be one, why are they taking us away? Why they want us to be in ghettos, in smaller, why this mindset, why it's taking strength? And so in the conversation she shared that as from a higher perspective one cannot really understand why people would go and vote for divisive forces. Similarly, those who are voting for divisive forces wouldn't understand why not. Because their fears have been appealed to, their fears which they felt, yes, we would lose our livelihood, our space to all kinds of people. And those who are liberals or from a higher perspective said, what was wrong with it? So Now those who are obviously favoring the divisive forces would not understand because they are at that level. Are they all familiar with the chakra concept? Are you all familiar with the chakra concept? There is a Mooladhara, which is the root chakra, which you call it. Mooladhara literally means Mool is the root, Adhar is the foundation, root foundation. But as long as root foundation, root chakra is not stable for someone, he is always susceptible to fears, insecurities. It's very easy to, because that comes from the animal stage. Fear and insecurity are emotions which are not so human, but they come from an unstable root chakra. And our yogic techniques over a period of time, I find it all over, not only at your studio, all over USA where my students have been running studios and teaching. All of them have been doing deep breathing now after this and trying to, those who would post once in 15 days on Facebook are writing 15 posts in one Facebook thing, because they are trying to come to terms with what has happened. And those with a higher perspective should would be able to understand that we are trying to say that we are all one. We are opening, we are accepting the world, other people as one. And that's what yoga does. It helps us to understand that when we are freeing ourselves, our own pranic energy, and activating the higher chakras within us, we are in a position to move beyond those insecurities which unstable root chakra would have caused. And so, in the course of this discussion, as phone conversation I was having, it came out that it is the duty of those who are, you can see from a higher perspective, to understand and allow and give them, those who are insecure and fearful, to make them feel secure and unfearful, so that tomorrow they do not go and do something, their fears don't get exploited by vested interest who want to make money or gain power on the account of people who are afraid. And because I was just talking to Robert a few minutes back here, and the analogy which came to my mind was, a child, if he's sleeping, he's in a nightmare, he would start shouting and screaming, and even if you try to comfort, he would not understand, because he has to get awakened first. Then he would understand, yes, it was a dream. No dinosaurs entering into my body or something. So, at this time, those of us who are able to see from the higher perspective, we need to shine our light more at this time, so that we are able to, and I think these are the words you use somewhere, I think, on the website. These are the exact words that at this time we need to be more into our yogic progress, try to feel where we are and try to rise and be not only for ourselves but to comfort those who have gone and who are falling victim to the divisive forces. Because we are trying to get everyone together and we are trying to be one with the cosmos and not divide. And one of the things which Mindy has started sometime back, maybe a month or 2 months back here, is what the path of devotion. Well, most people associate yoga in USA to postures, that movement of body is an exercise form. First, I would restate at the risk of sharing what you already know. Unlike a typical exercise of running or some gymnastic exercise people may do, the yogic postures, they work on freeing our pranic energy. The word prana, are you all aware of the word prana? Prana? The pranic energy which is within us is locked up because of our ego issues, our complexities. Even a thing like, suppose you want to tell a white lie. Oh, I'm I'm late, I could not find parking place. So I was looking for parking. The truth is you were about 2 miles away somewhere else talking to somebody else and you couldn't reach for an appointment on time. But I find it very easy for people to say, oh yes, I was looking for a parking slot, couldn't find it, so it took me 10 minutes to reach here. It is a simple white lie. Most people in offices use it frequently. At the same time, our mind, there's a computer here. It's recording everything. And there's a conflict. Because part of the mind knows, I was chatting someone or having a drink or something and that's why I could not reach on time. But there's a conflict. There's like a computer is recording everything, whatever you see. Even if you think you have created a file, FBI can come and look at everything, whatever you may have done all your life. So the computer records and there's a conflict. He's saying this, well, he actually was doing that. As soon as a conflict happens here, the result of that is that the energy flow which is there in the body, some obstruction starts happening. And once the obstruction starts happening, it starts building up. One lie here, one lie there, one injury to someone there, so on and so forth. Our complexities increase, the energy flow gets restricted and into a problem. That's why before one does yogic techniques, one is told to follow yam and niyam. I think it's referred here as yama and niyama because that's the way the Americans possibly pronounce it. It's yam, Y-A-M-A, yama, which literally means death or control. Put a control on things, certain things, on lies, on this and that, some of the ethics, what they call ethics, I think. Put a control on it. Niyam is special rules, special control. Certain controls, such special control, bring it. Then you'd find, the reason it's told is, then when you do the postures, it's easier. Because if you are handling with a very congested pranic flow, it makes it difficult for you to do the postures. And once these postures are designed, that they free the pranic energy to flow. And once they start flowing freely, because you have to cover 72,000 nerve energy channels are covered. There are 72,000 energy channels which run through the body. And all of them need to have this energy flow going through. Once it starts, you start doing the postures, you observe the ethics, you find that it starts freeing you, making you, not only it frees you, it starts working and activating those chakras, making them stable. So you are more grounded, you come to terms with your own personality, you come to terms with money, power, what you need to earn. You are not neither desperate for it, neither you are greedy for it. And then eventually the heart chakra, one opens up the heart. That is how it was designed to be. At the same time, because of so much pressures of modern living, I find that in USA and the Western world, despite people doing yoga now for about 50, 60, I think many generations have been doing, maybe someone's grandmother may have done it also. There is a thing that the people are not opening up from the heart. There are very few people whose heart is open, whose empathy is there. Most people are apathetic because they think from their belly, they do not think further. And unless you think from the heart, you will not be able to understand that everyone here is me only in another body. It is my consciousness which is in her, everyone. And the whole universe is a creation of, yogi believe, consciousness and energy. It's the same. The consciousness only projects itself as energy, and we are, whatever we eat is the same universe. We are eating of ourselves. Our own consciousness is creating the food which we believe is separate from us, which sustains us. But it is one with us. It becomes one with us, it is always one with us before. We are creating this. That oneness which comes eventually That is what the purpose of yoga is, to be at one with yourself. Everyone in this place. At that time, you would not think of, my job is going away to so and so. Okay, he needs a job more. Maybe he's doing more with it. I'll find something else. Like for if you have brothers, sisters in the family, and you would call a good brother that brother who would say, okay, if my younger brother needs a cake or bread, let him have it. I'll wait for it. I'll wait for another piece or to dinner time, or maybe I'll sacrifice. So that, because he identifies that they're my siblings, they're my people. So that feeling comes. But then somehow that empathy has not been happening here. And that is important. And in the part what Mindy played was of the devotion, bringing out the devotion through the chanting of the mantra, through music, to get people to realize the emotions and open out. That was an important part. It is an important part. It will contribute. I think more studios, more places will start doing this. Once people's hearts start opening, then it's very near for people to make progress spiritually, emotionally, to fulfill themselves. Have you heard of Navarasa? 9 rasas? There are, when human, I'll come back to the yogic postures to explain what 9 rasa means, the 9 range of emotions, the range of 9 emotions. I compare a true yogi as a consummate actor. There are certain actors who become stars. They do not become director's actor. They want to keep on playing the same stereotype hero's role or some role they are known for, or let's say an action hero. So they will continue playing that. They will not be a comedian. They will not be play other roles. When we pursue yogic techniques, we free ourselves, we become more open and allow the more of this free-flowing energy all over. We are in a position to handle any role which comes in front of us. We will not limit ourselves to, I'll do only this or not that. We become the director's actor by pursuit of yogic techniques. As more and more you are able to free yourself in the process of yogic postures, more you will be able to see that you would not have issues with taking on any attitude. You will not be stuck in an attitude game. Most of us who do not practice it or have limited practices get stuck in an attitude blockage. And it shows the way a person walks. The owner of a company, he has a certain style of walking. They call it body language. How he talks, how he behaves and stuff. Then he cannot experience, he's stuck there. Even whether he's the owner of a company or whether he's the politician or whatever, he's stuck in a role and he's not happy. No one who's stuck in a role is ever happy. A yogi is much happier because he's willing to take on any role. And the emotions which a yogi can allow and experience, which we feel every day, but a yogi can understand that better. The 9 emotions which are part of the Indian dance, drama. In India, dance and music are considered tools to reach divinity. They are not just for purpose of enjoyment. And they can be taken, even dance, if one does it with all intensity, can result in that same feeling of what yoga will achieve. And the emotions which are there, which one doesn't even experience because one has not reached up to the level of art. It starts with Shringar. Shringar means beauty, or that beauty which connects to love. One of the reasons people supposedly fall in love.